Hey yo, what's going on everybody? My name is Tylarious. In this video, we're talking about how much the Money Fronts DLC is going to cost you. I got some good news and some bad news, to be honest. This DLC is going to be a little bit different than the previous DLCs that we've had. And there's a couple of reasons why, and I'll get into those in just a minute. And if you're not aware, let me just go ahead and inform you now. There's been a lot of leaked information surrounding this DLC. So, spoiler alert, I will be talking about some stuff that you may not be aware about. But it's important because we're talking about how much this DLC is going to cost, not only for the entry fee, just getting started, the day one total costs, and what I think this DLC is going to cost overall. And it is, it's crazy. It really is. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, the entry fee. It's basically all DLCs have always been between $3 and $6 million to just get started. That's the good news, right? So the hands-on car wash, that is going to be the entry fee business that you have to purchase. And I predict it'll be around $3 million. Now, there'll be a couple of utility type kind of vehicles that will deal with, you know, partly the sales, and you can maybe own these as personal vehicles as well. One will be the flatbed. It's a new vehicle coming in. That could be upwards of $650,000, and you see it right here in the newswire as well. Now we have a couple of businesses that will be available day one that are legal, legitimate, that will coincide with your illegal businesses. For example, the Smoke on the Water, which I predict will be $1,800,000. This coincides with the MC weed business, right? That's going to wash the money for that. Then we have the Higgins Helitours business. This is the legit arm of your hangar business. And I predict that'll be $2,300,000 to add that on day one as well. In addition, this is the Higgins Maverick helicopter. And if this is going to be part of an upgrade, I predict it'll be roughly $850,000. So those are the two businesses that will attach to the hands-on car wash business, which is going to be the nucleus of this whole DLC. Let's go ahead and get into the vehicles. So we have an idea of what's coming out already. There's going to be 11 day one vehicles. That is some leaked information. First up, the Everon RS. I predict that this truck will be roughly $1,700,000. This is what it looks like in the actual game itself. Then we have the Cheetah Classic wide body. I predict this will be $1,300,000. This is a new car. It's not going to be like the Jester, which has like a locked livery and it was like over $2 million. I don't think it's going to be as expensive as that. It could be though, you never know. But this is what it looks like in the game. Looks really good. Definitely looking forward to that. Then we have, which is going to be one of my favorites, the Tampa GT. I predict this will cost roughly $1,600,000. It's going to be a muscle car. It looks awesome. I love it. You'll see right here in just a moment what it looks like in the game. It's definitely going to be a fan favorite. This looks excellent right here. It really does. Next up, we have the police motorcycle. Now, apparently, no police vehicles will be available day one, and there's rumors that there's going to be between 3 and 6 police vehicles. Now, the police vehicles are outrageously expensive. I think with the trade price, we're looking at $2,800,000. Then we have the electric supercar, the Suzumi, which if you know anything about the supercars in the game, they're more and more expensive every DLC. I think this will be around $2.8 million, maybe even upwards of $3 million. And a lot of these vehicles will have trade price and you know, buy it now prices as well. And that's what it looks like in the game. Then we have, we found out what the Woodlander is going to look like. This is a Subaru Forester. I think it's going to be one of the cheaper vehicles, around roughly $1 million, maybe a little bit more, but not too much more expensive. Hopefully not. But I'm going to go with a prediction of $1 million. Then another fan favorite is going to be the Sentinel GTS. I think this will be up in the $2 million range right here. Again, this is on average with, you know, buy it now and trade-in price or a trade price. So around $2 million for the Sentinel GTS. Then we have the Minimus, which is going to be loosely based off of the Nissan Maxima. I think this vehicle will be roughly around $1,600,000. It looks good, but you know, just very expensive vehicles coming out. Then we have the Hardy, the Anise Hardy. I think this would be another, you know, very, you know, cult fan favorite type kind of vehicle. It's based off of the Laurel, aka Yanny, right? Now, I think it'll be roughly around $1 million for this guy as well. Then we have a new Stockade vehicle, and this is fueling rumors around some Liberty City, Yankton-style adversary modes or missions. Not too sure about that, but if this vehicle will be purchasable, I predict it'll be around roughly $2 million. Then, of course, we have the police outfits. From the Newswire, it looks like some of the outfits will be hidden behind some challenges. It's one of them. The summer highway patrol outfit is supposed to be bundled up with the police bike. But I'm going to go ahead and say the clothes overall in general, roughly $1 million for those. And then we have a cost which I think a lot of people are kind of skipping, but needs to be talked about because it is new coming in with this DLC. According to Rockstar, there are going to be 50 vehicles that will be upgradable with a lock-on jammer. The lock-on jammers are roughly $380,000, so that is going to be an additional $19 million with this DLC. Now, if you want to throw in vehicle upgrades and some miscellaneous stuff, I threw in about $400,000 per vehicle for the upgrades, maybe some HSW in there, so this may get inflated, but roughly $4,400,000 for the upgrades and miscellaneous. So let's go ahead and talk about a few things here. Let's talk about entry fee day one and then something else as well. All right. So entry cost, like I said, it's typically between $3 and $6 million. I'm going to go on the low end with this and say $3 million, but it could be a little bit higher. And I think that's just for the hands-on car wash business. So that's good. That's a low entry fee. And traditionally, all the DLCs have had low entry fees. Day one total, however, we know we're getting 11 vehicles. Well, we think we're getting 11 vehicles. That's the leaks. So it could be between $31,800,000. And if you add on the 50 vehicles of lock-on jammers, that's $50,800,000 day one total. That's crazy. All right, that's wild. But look at this. So the overall DLC total, because there should be drip-fed content, right? There's rumored to be between 3 and 6 police vehicles, so on average that should be an additional $12 million. And then if my predictions are right and we get a legitimate business to wash each one of our illegal businesses, that could be up to an additional $12 million, tacking on $24 million, making the total DLC cost $75 million. Oh my God, that is crazy. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's much cheaper than that. But we could be looking at potentially one of the most expensive DLCs from GTA Online. It's a lot of money. Now, again, I know a big chunk of that $19 million is with the 50 vehicles with the lock-on jammers. Some people don't count that, but how could you not? That's a brand new added cost with this DLC. So I had to bring that, I had to mention that. So not to mention, we will know more when the DLC drops. More content will be made available. The data miners will find this stuff and we'll figure out and get a better idea of what's going to be coming with the drip-fed content, all right? So let me know what you think about my cost predictions. Is this too high? Am I spot on? Let me know what you guys think. And then let me know, what do you think the Money Fronts DLC is going to cost for day one? And then what do you think the DLC will cost in total? All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel for the illest or realest content in the game. Smash that like button. We'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Peace out. Yeah.